Okay, we're here again with Tim Mooney of North Hunterdon. And hopefully you watched his first one on summer cross country training, but we're going to speak about fall cross country training, pretty much starting with the first day of school, which we found out in the first one is very, very early for North Hunterdon. So the first question, how do you handle the team going from summer into school? Particularly, how do you manage being in the middle of the afternoon for so much longer than everyone else?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, but we really haven't changed too much of what we want to accomplish in that practice. But I have to be, you know, aware of temperatures and things like that. I want it to still be something good is coming out of these workouts and not beating people up just for the sake of doing that. So a little bit more aware of that going forward. Um, and in terms of the first day of school, I think I've always felt that like maybe the kids are very excited the first couple of days back, seeing friends, new schedules, and all that kind of stuff. But I really feel it's about a week and a half into school where everybody starts looking exhausted, and that's when the little illnesses, the colds and the stuff start popping up and all that. So I have to kind of pay attention to that time frame, I think.
Okay. Do you talk to them at all about, trying to change their summer time schedule as you get closer to school?
You mean in terms of sleep or things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We've discussed that with some kids. I think most of them kids I've had recently are very good about the amount of sleep they're getting and stuff, and we certainly put that out to them in terms of the importance of it. So, it'd be nice if they start switching their schedule over. I don't know that that happens until it has to happen. I would be pleasantly surprised, but I'd be a little surprised still. Be shocked actually.
exactly. We'll put it off until the next day, the next day, the next day, and all of a sudden school started.
Yeah.
So, how does the training change once you start competing?
In terms of what we're doing in workouts.
Yeah, now you guys are in a different situation because you have a longer spell of having school, and then before you actually start racing.
Um,
Does it change once the races start? Your training.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only looking at racing early on for like who needs to race, and is this going to help them to become a better runner in October and November? So that's usually going to be a yes for some freshmen and some newer kids, but somebody who you expect to maybe do better later in the year, is there really any benefit to them at this point? Um, our conference does not run dual meets any longer.
Okay.
So we really just have a schedule of what invitations do we want to go to. Here's our conference, our county, our section, our group, our meet of champions.
Well, how do
And
you choose that? Which is the next question. But how do you choose which meet you're going to go to?
um, our section has switched sites a couple times back and forth. It was at Greystone. The course changed at Greystone. It went from Warnaco to Greystone, back to Warnaco, back to Greystone. The course changed. It goes to Oak Ridge. It's going back to Greystone this year. So I think it's important that one of those invitations gives us the opportunity to go run there. Certainly, I like the opportunity to run at Homedale, whereas your team may have a lot of opportunities. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't need short coaches there though as much as
Yeah.
we may need it. And you'll see that from local, Monmouth County schools who it's nice to have that, but we don't need this meet as much. Whereas it's a little bit more important to us. Maybe not about the team place or anything like that, but just getting on the course and getting in a solid run to leave me in a good frame of mind coming back there in November. So we're usually choosing our schedule based on, what are the needs in November.
Good. Good. And so going back to what we were talking, so when you do start doing some of those races, are you still doing that main base work going through, or does it switch a little bit to sharpen up at all when you start
Um,
racing?
we're still doing all the regular work through September. In October, I would think I'm just being a little bit more aware of if they started to race of spacing out the workouts. So you don't have too many variables changing at the same time, which is going to usually backfire at somebody. Um, and just being aware of that until we get into a place where we feel these are the meets that we really want to go for, and then rest up a little bit more then.
Okay. So do you have a go-to workout in the fall that helps you determine where your team is at, or if you have a go-to workout, what is the purpose or why do you do it?
I've never had one specific workout like this is our workout. We'll have some workouts where, whether it's a tempo run or a harder interval type of run, and you're looking at the progress of that certainly from, over the span of weeks or a month or something like that. The only thing I think I've gone to in terms of trying to have your best peak or trying to have your best races is making sure that they're healthy during that week. So I'll try to front load the week a little bit more and get all the hard work done maybe on Tuesday. I know a lot of coaches will still go on Wednesday. I've just felt it's worked for us well to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday cleaner, and then race Saturday. So that'll be switched late in the season. That like, hey, we're going to go 3 days before we have groups or whatever it may be, and try to be a little fresher there. I haven't taken a long run out at that point. I don't, unless I have somebody doing 50 plus miles, which I typically do not have with the girls. I keep that in there still.
So, so the next question was going to be, does anything change when you're peaking? So that would be pretty much the answer is that when you're peaking, you keep everything the same, but you just kind of make it a little bigger in the first part of the week. And, in other words, you don't have that big second workout.
Yeah, as long as weather allows me to go to, yeah, I wouldn't try to sneak in a second workout or anything there. I've done that other years, but I've stayed away from it probably in the last 7 or 8 years at least.
If it's a sectionals where you don't have competition, would that be something you'd run through and maybe do sneak in that second workout?
Um, no, I would just be willing to probably run them harder earlier in the week,
Yeah,
and knowing that we may not be as fresh, and it's okay that we did it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday or something like that, and not force the issue as much,
yeah,
and probably just de-emphasize the meet a little bit from a psychological aspect.
yeah,
Let's just go run,
yeah.
keep it simple.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your input and your information. And like I said, good luck. And hopefully, you guys, unfortunately, you guys and us have to race each other too often. So,
Yeah. Look
so
forward to it. Thank you.
okay. Thank you.